Well folks, today I'm over in the Woodlands, Texas doing another job with bees in the top of a brick column, or at least I sure hope that's where they are. Let's see if you can see them over here. I don't know what you're getting on the film there, but homeowner says they're pretty busy at night. There's a big ball of them out here. So anyway, I've got my scaffold set up and stand up here on the scaffolds. And I'm trying to take down these pieces of trim board here. I'm hoping I can open up the pillar from this back side to get to them and not have to move my scaffolds and ladder around, because if you look down here below me, I've got trees and bushes and everything else, so it's not going to be easy to get to if I have to come in from that side. So anyway, this is just a little open up intro video. On this particular job I am going to do repairs, so when I knock all these bricks out, then I have to put them all back together, which sucks. I'm not happy about, but the homeowner was adamant and wanted to pay for it, so I will do it. And I've already broke a board, so off to a good start. Okay folks, so we got it opened up here. Hopefully it opened up enough. I've taken out the bricks on two sides, and based on how the combs are curving right there, I hope that's the bottom of the nest, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, this is all honey that we're looking at here. I don't see the brood nest. I guess it's probably somewhere back there behind the honey. But I know that in the center of this post there's going to be a big wooden post, 2x6s or 2x8s that I'll have to try to work around, but I'd much rather do that than have to try to take off any more of this trim, because that one piece of hardy plank I tried to pull off, it broke right away. So I'm going to have to replace that and repaint it, I guess. It's going to be a huge pain in the butt, and I don't imagine at the end of the day I'm really going to take a whole lot home out of this whole ordeal. I mean, I'll get the bees, but after scaffold rental and after repairs and everything else, I'll be lucky to make my usual base amount. So anyway, the bees are actually really nice, really friendly. I got to this point with no stings. Didn't even have really even any bother me, but just now finally one zipped out and popped me on the nose. So figured that was sign to put my suit on. I don't want any more stings in my money maker. So anyway, I've vacuumed up for a little bit and just been kind of slowly working it apart, but I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting out combs here and getting into the thick of it. Well folks, this is interesting. Where I'm at now, I've got all the comb out. Still have not seen the queen, no sign of her at all. I've got a crazy feeding frenzy going on, which doesn't look like much now, but it was absolutely nuts. I couldn't set a piece of comb down for more than a couple seconds and it'd be covered with bees. But anyway, got all the comb out. I sprayed the area real good with Bee Quick, and I'm working on getting the area closed back up. I've got to go run and buy supplies to do so. But I opened up my vac box here, and the screen box was literally bulging. It was so full of bees. I got a little ahead of myself and didn't think about how many bees I had actually vacuumed up, and I had taken out a lot. And I sure hope that I didn't kill half of them. It's like a solid blob, but they seem to be still just kind of coming to life and moving, so it's almost as if they're packed in there so tight they just couldn't move. And just as soon as I took it apart, or took it out, they just started pouring out from the hole where the vac hose sticks in. So what I've done now is I actually just stood these two end to end, and I'm letting them pour out of one screen box into the other, just to try to give them some breathing room. But here in a little bit I'll go ahead and tape up the original vac box, or tape up the covers of it so they can't get out, and set it to the side. If the queen's in there, hopefully it'll serve as bait that the bees will start going to it. And then I'll swap in and I'll put this vac box in to keep cleaning up bees. So that's where it stands right now. This job has been a booger, well, but I'm getting it done. Finally back out here after about, I don't know, a 2-hour lunch, almost a 3-hour lunch, due to having to drive so far to get something to eat, and then drive so far just to find a Lowe's, and then they didn't have what I needed, but they thought that Home Depot did, so I went to Home Depot, and well, they didn't have what I needed, so that was a complete wasted trip. But anyway, just want to show you what I got here. This was the cavity. I've went ahead and stuffed the cavity with this just packing paper. It's just what I had in the garage left over from some shipments I'd got. Just wanted to use it, anything you can find to stuff the cavity, fill the hole, because on this job I'm doing the repairs. And now what I've got to do is go back around. I got to glue that brick in place and go back around and glue all the rest of the bricks back in place. And then I've got some mortar seal I'll use to reseal the mortar joints. And then put the trim back on and we'll be done. That's it, folks. There it is, stitched all back up, and I think I did a pretty fine job, if I do say so myself. You get up there close, it looks pretty crappy, but I don't care. I'm just glad to be done. It is 5:30 and I've been here since 8:30 a.m., not counting my lunch break, which was a shopping trip for this project itself. So it's been an all-day job. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. But I've got some bees in the box here. I don't know really how many of them are orienting, but they're definitely orienting. I've definitely got some on the board and staying on the board. So that's a good sign, I guess, at least. I've got some in a screen box still in the vacuum, and then I've got a bunch in the vac box. I also killed a bunch, which I'm not proud of. But I explained earlier how I popped that vac open. I got ahead of myself and I vacuumed too much. I've got about 2 to 3 inches of dead bees in the bottom of that box. So that's a lot. That's probably close to half the population of the hive. Well, no, not half, but a good chunk. Like I said, I'm not proud of it, but you know, I like to show y'all my flaws. Hopefully y'all can learn from my mistakes, but I just got ahead of myself. What happened was that feeding frenzy was so crazy that I could set down a little scrap of honeycomb, and within 30 seconds it was completely covered with bees. And so I just had a couple scraps of honeycomb that were serving as bait, and the bees would all pile onto that, and then I just vacuum them up. And so I was vacuuming up just gobs and gobs and gobs of bees, and I wasn't really paying attention to how much I was really vacuuming. And then when I opened up the vac box, they were just pouring out. Literally, they were pressing out against the screens. That thing was jam-packed. And yeah, as a result, I lost a lot of them. So, lesson learned: check your vac box often. See, the heat's getting to me. I tell you, check your vac box often. And what happened to me was, my vac box is a piece of crap. And to put it simply, I built it from scraps, and I have to put duct tape around the edges for it to make an airtight seal. So I never want to peel that duct tape off halfway through the job. So that's part of why I'm lazy and you know, let this happen, because I just didn't want to peel off the tape. But anyway, I'm gonna set the hive down here onto this lower deck and get it and everything else loaded up in the truck, and then I am headed to the house. So that's it for now.